TikTok ads are growing every single day and it cannot be neglected if you want to take your jewelry brand to that next level. In this video, I will talk about the how-to and the best practices when it comes to making those ad creatives that actually convert. Before I break down all the aspects that should be covered when it comes to making these ad creatives, let's take a look at one ad sample, and for this ad we'll understand what are those most fundamental things that we have to pay attention to. If we do not even cover the fundamentals or the basics, none of the things that I'm about to show you is going to work. So let's just play real quickly this ad from a jewelry brand, and I will explain what are those fundamentals that we have to pay attention to. From this ad, what we can observe is that first of all, the format is 9:16. This is vertical and this is a must. If you are creating these videos in a 4:5 format or in a square format, that is an instant signal that this is an ad. And this is the last thing you want to do when it comes to TikTok ads. You want to create TikToks and you don't want to create ads. The moment when it seems like an ad, people will skip that creative right away, because users on TikTok, they are on this platform because they want to be entertained. They are not there to buy. It's important to keep that in mind. And the second format that we can see in this ad is that it is recorded with a phone. And this gives for most business owners a huge advantage because it doesn't involve a huge advertising budget, let's say, for creating these high production videos. You just simply need a phone and you can get an unlimited content for running ads. So there are no excuses. Even if you're a small business owner with limited budget for marketing, you can still create TikToks and then convert them into the ads. Now, let's talk about the 4 most important aspects when it comes to making these videos. And this is the hook, the background sound, the text overlays, and the call to action. These 4 elements make this platform different from other ones. Now, some of these aspects can be also seen on Facebook or on Instagram, but I think that this is what differentiates this social media platform from the other ones. So let's cover each one in much more details. The first thing is the hook. Now, when it comes to the hooks, there are many types of hooks that work pretty well on this platform. Here are some that work quite well for your brand. So we have, first of all, problem/solution. In a nutshell, this hook pretty much starts off with a section or with a frame where you state the problem that you are solving with your product. And in the jewelry space, I know maybe you'll ask that actually I don't solve any problems, and that's not true, because you could still find out problems within this niche. For example, I'm gonna just give you one problem, and that is people literally, they don't know how to style jewelry. And this is a problem that I noticed quite often that it happens within the jewelry space. But you can make your customer research and find out what are other problems you could solve with your product, because I know every single business is different, so you could solve actually quite different problems. And then after stating that problem, you go straight forward into introducing the product, which is pretty much the solution, and you start talking about the benefits of your product, and you end up with a call to action. The second hook is what I bought versus what I got. This is another hook that I would highly recommend using it, because this is handling one of the biggest objections that customers have, which is they are afraid of the thing that on the website the product photography looks in a way, but when they're getting this product in the real life, that might not be as they've seen on the website. And this is a pretty big concern. Maybe they've been burned in the past with this type of problem, so you have to handle this, and this particular hook is doing the heavy lifting when it comes to handling this objection. The third one is unboxing experience. This builds authenticity. When you have a person or a content creator who is reviewing or recording this type of unboxing experience, it builds this authenticity in front of a potential customer, and it makes the customer think that this business is actually legit. Next one is 3 reasons why. In persuasion, when you simply give a reason to a customer why they need this product, this makes your marketing message much more appealing and much more compelling. It doesn't necessarily need to be 3 reasons. you could have 2, 4 or 5, but I think the sweet spot is around 3, because also something from the psychological aspect, people also think in threes. So when you're giving them 3 strong reasons, and pretty much with these reasons you are explaining your unique selling propositions of your product, that's what is going to appeal to your customer. Next one is TikTok made me buy. Now, when it comes to this hook, in the beginning I was quite skeptical, because I know that people do not want to feel like they are sold, but they want to buy. And when I was looking at this hook, TikTok made me buy, it seems like you've been sold. So that's why I was skeptical in the beginning. But I said, okay, let me go and give it a try, because I noticed in the TikTok ads library that a lot of brands were using this hook. So I give it a try, and for some reason it's working quite well. So if it's working, then in that case, let's use it. So the next hook is how to. It doesn't matter what kind of business you are in. Here we're talking about jewelry brands. Like even if you have a service-based business, or if you have an e-commerce, when you can deliver value upfront to the customer without asking anything back, that is going to create this reciprocity effect. This means that when you are delivering, when you are helping someone with some kind of problems, where you are just giving them some kind of helpful information to them, that is going to make that listener or the person who is receiving that help feel obligated to help you back. In our case, it's gonna make the customer, the potential customer, to feel obligated to go ahead and purchase from you. That's why it's critical to give a value to the customers and not being way too salesy and only ask for the sale. You have to help them upfront, and definitely that is gonna help you to increase your sales. The next one is product for benefit. For this hook, you wanna start with a benefit. Now, to find out what is the benefit, because this is a big misconception that e-commerce owners do and even marketers do, is that they confuse a benefit with a feature. When it comes to a benefit, always ask yourself what's the need for the customer. And even if after that you are still struggling with finding out what is the benefit, every single time when you have a new feature, ask yourself all the time, so what? And eventually, once you go through these layers, you will find out the benefit. And that is the benefit that you want to use for your ad creatives, because no one cares about your features. People don't buy your products because of its functionality. They buy because they are looking for some kind of emotions or for some kind of solutions. Now, of course, there are much more types of hooks, but these ones I noticed for jewelry brands, they work the best. So if you've never run any of these hooks, then I would highly recommend using them. If you've used some of them, you still have other ones that you could test. Maybe in the beginning I could also talk about other ones, but just for now, these hooks will be enough for your ad account to start off. The next one is background sound. This is also very important, and this is something specific to the TikToks. Something that I would make sure to avoid, like 100%, is using this non-copyright music as a background sound, because that can be a pretty big problem if someone finds out about that. You might even get sued for that. So it's very important to use only copyright-free. Those background sounds that they are meant for commercials. And one source from TikTok that you could use, it's absolutely for free, is this website. So let me go just real quickly to this website, and I will show you how this website kind of looks like and how you could use it. Once you head over to this link, you'll see something like this. First, you're gonna see all this top music. You can pretty much look at this top music, you can find out with them in TikTok, but very interesting thing that you could use, and it's very useful, is to actually filter these songs by the gender, by the themes, by the mood, also by the duration. So when you're creating, your videos for your ads, you could also think about how long is my video, so you could filter by that. Also, your brand message, what kind of gen or mood is going to work the best, or is going to fit with that creative, and you could filter that, and it's very easy to find out those songs. And I think this tool is the best one. Of course, you could use some other tools like YouTube Audio Library, where I think one is called Pixabay, if I'm not wrong. But I think using these songs from TikTok is going to resonate much better with this platform, because people are already kind of familiar with these songs, so you'll find out some of these background sounds that people are already familiar with. And this is important because people want to make sure that the moment when they watch your video or watch your ad, it's not gonna look like an ad. And just by using a background sound from TikTok, that is going to help you to make your TikTok ad look like not an ad. I hope that makes sense. Now, the next aspect that we have to talk about is the text overlays. Again, you want to make sure that it looks super organic. So the way you do that is by using the text overlays that TikTok is providing us. You could use text overlays such as outline text, rounded bubble text, native fonts, and also speed read. Big, bold, and fast. You want to make sure that you don't crowd too much text because that is going to be quite difficult to read. So it's important to find out that balance between short enough and long enough so people could have enough time to read those, but also is going to kind of grab them and stay and watch your entire video. And you can also mix and match your fonts. It doesn't necessarily need to be only one single font. You could still play around and use different fonts because that is still kind of making the viewer to watch the entire video. It's more dynamic, if it makes sense. And the next thing is the call to action. So I've tested this concept when it comes to the call to action. So pretty much what I did is I used an ad creative without a call to action and an ad creative with a call to action. And those ads were very, very similar. Like they were exactly the same, only one with the call to action and another one without the call to action. And what I observed is that the ad creative with the call to action got much more clicks and got a much higher conversion rate because everything boils down to the users' behaviors on this platform. People go on TikTok because they want to be entertained. So they might be doing even multitasking. And when they see an ad, and if you don't give them like what they have to do, what is the next action step, they're gonna be more likely just to skip your ad and they're not gonna click even though they might like your product. When you're giving them exactly what they have to do next, they're gonna be more likely to click on your ad and learn more. So some examples of call to actions might be shop now, find out your favorite piece, and order now. Oh yeah, and one more thing about the text overlays is that you could test that robotic sound. So there is a feature, like an option on TikTok, that you could turn your text as a robotic sound. And again, that is going to make your creative look much more organic and native to the platform. So next thing is let's talk about the sourcing, because yeah, we talked about how like these ads should look like, but how do you actually get these creators to make content for you? At the end of the day, when you are making these videos, in most of the cases you will need some people. You could still create some videos on your own and like, having some kind of voice overlays and just showcasing the product. But if you want to like get much better results, you'll definitely need to test these videos with people in the camera. So there are 3 sources that I recommend. One is TikTok Creator Marketplace. This is again another tool from TikTok, and you could find creators based on categories, based on like you could literally look at their videos and see what kind of content they've created, and then based on that, if you think they are a good fit, you could hire them. Also, another tool is Incense. This is another place where you could create user-generated content. And the third source that you could also use is going to take a little bit longer time to find these content creators, but actually just through scrolling through TikTok, like through this For You page, and you could find some creators, especially when you like the videos of specific creators, because at that time TikTok will understand that you kind of like this type of topic, and they will give you much more similar content based on that category. So pretty much they will show you more videos with creators, and eventually you could find some that might fit with your brand, with your marketing message, and with your product. Now let's talk about the video brief. This is a thing that a lot of e-commerce owners, they neglect. They simply assume that the content creator understands their product, understands how to create a good ad, and understands how to make that video something that is going to convert and is going to make like complete strangers, to turn those complete strangers into buyers. At the end of the day, you have to understand that they are just content creators. They are not e-commerce experts, and most of them, they will not even understand your unique selling propositions of your product. So you have to give them a video brief that is going to be as explanatory as possible. Now, there are a few things that they will sound like simple and they kind of sound obvious, but you have to tell even these things to that content creator. First thing first is the filming settings. Make sure that they are using 1080 HD and 60 FPS with HDR turned off, because that is going to give them a better and higher quality content. Now, when it comes to the lighting, it should be usually natural and ideally in front of a window, and definitely make sure that they avoid the backlighting when the light is pretty much behind the content creator. Lighting is going to dictate how qualitative your video is going to be. Like, light is making a huge difference. You could record a video like with the same phone without lighting and one video with a lighting, and the quality is like completely different. You might even think that the camera is completely like from different phones. When it comes to the environment, make sure it is distraction free. It doesn't need to be like too many things that are going on in the background. Something super like casual, something that doesn't grab the customer's attention from the hero product. And also an important thing is to use a tripod for avoiding shaking movements. And also, like, it gives that seamless transitions if you're creating videos with like the same positioning, if it makes sense. When it comes to the voiceover, it's important to use a quiet space, so it doesn't need to be some background noises. And for the person, you literally like tell them, use authentic emotions and try as hard as you can to not sound like a commercial. Because especially if you are hiring content creators that don't charge that much money, I could tell you that they will sound like as a commercial. They will like not be that authentic, and they will try to exaggerate. They'll try to make these emotions that will feel fake. And viewers on TikTok, they can feel it. They can feel it really, really quickly if that like sounds like as a commercial, and that's what we want to avoid. Like I said, we want to make TikToks and not ads. Now, of course, besides this, for the video brief, you want to also give them the scenes, like what exactly they have to do in those scenes, in the first scene, in the second scene, in the third scene. And you gotta like tell them, okay, in the first scene, we have to talk about like the product unique selling propositions. In the second scene, we have to talk about the use case. In the third one, give them a call to action. Now, when it comes to the script, like the words they have to use, that's something that actually I do not recommend giving them a word by word script. I would give them just the words that they have to mention, something like what are our unique selling propositions. Let's say that you made your customer research and you found out that the customers are using some specific words. Make sure that you include those words in the video brief so the content creator can use that as well. Now, let's talk also about the types of ad creatives on TikTok. So we have one which is unboxing. Pretty much this is like very related to the unboxing experience from our hooks. So what the content creator is doing there is simply unboxing and it's reviewing their experience while they are unboxing the product. It's important for them to use some kind of emotions. If they are just unboxing that product without any kind of feelings, that is not going to appeal to the customer. They are gonna be more likely to not click on that ad. So it's important to use authentic emotions. The second type of video is a screen effect. This is an option that content creators or like everybody can use it. How this works is pretty much you take a screenshot, let's say on the product page, and then you put that as a like a background. So then the content creator is like talking where he's pointing to that product, and this type of video makes it super organic, because people already got used to this type of creative on TikTok, so they know that by seeing or by watching this type of video, it doesn't necessarily need to be an ad. And the third one, this is the most common type of video, which is a selfie style, like video where the content creator is just talking in front of a camera about the product, about their experience, about the unique selling propositions of a product, about the benefits, about the use case, and also gives a call to action for that viewer. Now let's talk also about the editing. So this is also a very important thing. Some content creators might edit those videos for you, others not. If you're just starting out, I would recommend editing those creatives by yourself. If you have a dedicated team for editing your content, then probably like that is going to be their job. But pretty much when it comes to editing, there are two tools that I highly recommend. One is using like literally the TikTok videos. So pretty much what you do is you go ahead, you upload those videos, you add all those text overlays, you might add the screen effect, then you publish that video in a fake account. When you go to a platform such as Snaptik.com, where you can download that video without the watermark, and then you could pretty much like delete that video. So that's one way to use that, or you could also use the tool which is called CapCut. This is an app, I think it's only on iPhone if I'm not wrong, and it can be used only on mobile. And this app is absolutely free. So here you could also like add some text overlays, do some kind of transitions, and it's very, very easy to use actually. So whatever tool you're using, they are both pretty good. It just depends on your personality and which one you would prefer. For example, for my TikToks, I use sometimes CapCut and sometimes TikTok. So it kind of depends on my needs. Now also some more things to mention about the editing. You want to make sure that when it comes to the text, you put it in the safe zone. So this is kind of a safe zone on the TikTok, and this is how like the ad creative would look like. So you have here the call to action, you have here some buttons like comment and share, and you want to make sure that you don't put like the text overlay somewhere at these places, because then they will be hidden by all these other things and people will not be able to see them. So it's important to keep all your text within just this safe zone. In fact, I would recommend just using that text overlay positioning at the same position throughout the entire video. And also it's important to use fast cut transitions, because on TikTok the user's attention span is the smallest one. Like comparing, for example, on YouTube, where people go to watch longer videos, there the attention span is much longer. On TikTok you have less time to grab someone's attention and keep that viewer watch like your entire video. So by adding these fast transitions and changing this text overlay constantly, you're gonna be more likely to keep that viewer watch the whole video. Now, once you know how to create compelling ads, the next question that you might have is how to structure my ad account in the most profitable way possible. To answer this question, click on this video over here, where I walk you through the entire process of launching ads for your brand. And I promise you, after watching that video, you will be ahead than 90% of your competitors. Until then, I will see you there.